Welcome in the 5th episode. Today we will finish implementing the custom inspector for the board data object. So this is what we currently have. So we have generated a custom inspector to display the array, as well as the fields to define the size of this array. So today we will need to add the list of the searching words, which should be right below, as well as some custom buttons. So in the final implementation, we want all of the letters in the array to be capital, so we will implement the button to convert those letters, as well as the ability to fill up the random letters in the empty spaces, and of course some button to clear all of the arrays in the inspector. So this is what we're going to do today. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please consider to do so. You can hit the subscribe button below this video and turn on notifications so you'll be informed when I release new video. Okay, so let's get started. So let's go to our scripts folder and let's open the scriptable objects and open the board data. So inside the board data class, let's add another public variable. So right below this board row, I will add public list searching word, and I will call this list search words. And let's create it. So new list of the searching words. Okay, so we need to add this list to hold all of the words which we want to search on our board. And now let's create the custom inspector for it. So let's open the board data drawer, because this is the class which is responsible for drawing all of the UI. And let's scroll right at the bottom and let's create a function which is going to be private void initialized reordable list. And first thing we want to pass by reference the reordable list. So let's put ref reordable list, and I will call it list. The next thing we want to pass the string, so it's going to be the property name, and then string list label. Okay, so right at the top, let's initialize the list to be equal to new reordable list, and then let's put the serialized object as the first parameter. Then the property, this is going to be the serialized object dot find property, and then we want to pass the property name. So we want to pass this property name. Then we want to be able to drag the list. So the as you see, the draggable parameter should be set to true. So true. Okay, let's actually move this one to the next line so it will be much more clearer. So the draggable will be true. Display header will be true. Then display add button true. And then display remove button will be true. If you don't want any of this button, you can set this parameter to false. It's up to you. And then let's create some lambda function now. So list dot draw header callback. Actually, is the callback, so will be equal to, and let's pass the rest. Okay, and let's put this operator and open the braces. And we want to do the editor GUI dot label field, and we want to pass the rest and then list label. Okay, let's put colon. So this is the callback, which will be, this is the lambda function which will be called on this draw header callback. So we just assign this lambda function, and this is what's going to be executed. And then we need to actually cache the list in our local variable. So I will just create a variable var. I will call it L will be equal to list. And the reason why we need to do this because we cannot pass the reference to the lambda function. We can only pass the variable, which is the local variables for the specific function. So in order to pass this list, I need to make the copy of it inside this function. Okay, and now we're gonna call the list dot draw element callback will be equal to rect, which will be int index, bool is active, and then bool is focus. Okay, and let's put this operator, open the braces, and now we can complete this function. So inside this function, first of all, let's get the element. So var element will be equal to L, which is the reference for this local variable, L dot serialized property dot get array element dot index, and we want to pass the index. Rect dot y plus equal to, and then editor GUI, which is right at the bottom, dot property fields, and let's pass the new rectangle, and we want to get the rect.x, rect.y, editor GUI utility dot label width, and then editor GUI utility dot single line height. Okay, and then after that we wanna put the element dot find property relative, and then word. So we need to pass the name of the property which we're searching for, and this name need to match our name in the which we have here. So we have generated the list of the searching words, so this is the name of the property we are after. Okay, so make sure you put the same name over here, and then let's put the GUI content dot none. Okay, and that's it. I think I made too many braces. That's right. Okay, so this is the function which gonna initialize the reorderable list. So we want to call this function now from within our onEnable function. So I will call initialize reorderable list, and then we want to pass this data list which we have created in the last episode, but we want to pass it by reference. So I put the ref and then paste this name, and then we need to pass the name of the list, which we have defined in our class. So if you switch to the board data, you need to pass this name, so search words or whatever name you have if you have named it differently, and we need to pass it as a string. Okay, so let's open this apostrophes, and we need to now put the displayed name, so you can put whatever name you like. So I put searching words. Okay, so this is what we need to do to initialize the list. So let's save everything now, and let's switch back to Unity and see what we have. Let's go to our puzzles, puzzle 1, and as you see, we can't see anything yet. This is because we have initialized the list, but we didn't put anything in our onInspector GUI function to actually draw the list. Okay, so let's go back to our script again. So board data drawer, and now let's go to our onInspector GUI function, and then right before the serialized object apply modified properties, I will put the editor GUI utility, actually editor GUI layout, editor GUI layout dot space, So we want to put the space, and then we want to put the data list dot do layout list. Okay, so we're just gonna display the list. So now if you save everything and go back to Unity, let's hit compile. If you go back to our puzzles, let's click on this puzzles. As you see, we have a list of the searching words. And now let's add some buttons to actually convert all of these small letters to the capital and to be able to clear our board and fill up with the random letters. So let's go back to our editor, board data drawer, and then right at the bottom, I will add another private function. So private void convert to upper button, and let's put if the GUI layout dot button. Let's name this button to upper. You can name it whatever you like. Let's open the braces. We want to go over all of the elements of our array which holding the letters. So for var I is equal to 0, I is less than the game data instance dot columns I plus plus, and then let's loop over the rows now. So for var j is equal to 0, j is less than the game data instance dot rows j plus plus. Okay, and then var error counter. Let's put the regex. Actually, to use this regex, you need to make sure you have the regular expression at the top. So if you scroll right at the top, make sure you have this using system text regular expression included, because if you don't, the regex will not be recognized. So regex.match, and then let's pass the game data instance dot board at I dot row at j, and then let's put the regular expression. So let's put first of all the at sign, and then open the apostrophe, open the square brace, then I will put the a minus z, so from the a to z, and then close the brace, the square brace, and then count. Actually, count should be, it should be not match, it should be matches. Matches, okay? So we get the count, how many characters we have. So if the error counter is more than 0, so if we find any letters from the A to Z, so small letter, we want to convert this game data instance dot board at j dot row, sorry, board at I dot row at j to be equal to game data instance. We need to put the same, so board at I dot row at j dot to upper. Okay, so we're doing that for the board, and we need to do the same for our searching word list. So for each var search word in game data instance dot search words, and then we want to get the same error code, so I'm gonna copy it from here and then replace this game instance with this search word. So let's delete this game instance and put search word dot word. Okay, and now if the error counter is more than 0, we want to do the search word dot word is equal to search word dot word dot to upper. Okay, and now let's call this convert to upper button function from our on GUI, on inspector GUI. So after the first space, I will put the convert to upper button function. Okay, and now we can save everything and go back to Unity and then see if this button is working. So if you go now to the puzzles, as you see, we have a to upper button which we just created. So if we add some word here, so let's say summer, we press this to upper button. As you see, all of the letters has been converted to be uppercase letters. Okay, so this is what we wanna have. Okay, so this button works fine. Let's add another 2 buttons. So go back to our editor, board data drawer, and now we need to have this the button to clear the board. So right at the bottom, let's create another private void clear board button, and then if GUI layout dot button, I will call it clear board. Let's loop through the for int I is equal to 0, I is less than the game data instance dot columns I plus plus. So we just want to loop through over all of the characters in our array. So another loop will be for int j is equal to 0, j is less than the game data instance dot rows, and then j plus plus. So we just want to call the game data instance dot board at I dot row at j is equal to empty string. Okay, so that's it for this clearing button, for the clear board button function. And let's quickly add another function right below. So the another function will be private void, let's actually scroll up, fill up with random letters button, and this is gonna be if the GUI layout dot button, let's name this button fill up with random, and let's again loop over all of the arrays. So I think I will just copy these 2 for loops. Let's put 2 braces. Okay, so all of the braces matches. I think that's it. Let's put another brace here. We want to fill up with random letters. So first of all, let's put the int error counter is equal to regex dot matches, and then let's pass the game data instance dot board at I dot row at j, and then let's find the pattern. So put the @ sign and then open the apostrophes and then square brace, and I will put from A to Z and from capital A to capital Z. Okay, so we want to look for the small letters or capital letters, and then put dot count, and then string letters will be equal to, and then let's put capital letters. So in this list, in this string, we're gonna put the letters which we wanna select from. So we're gonna select the random letters from the letters which we will put now. So I will put the A, B, C, D, E, Y, Z. Okay, so I'll just put all of the letters from the alphabet. You can put whatever sign you wanna, really. And then let's put another int index is equal to random dot range. And as you see, the random range is not recognized. Unity engine dot random dot range. Okay, so make sure you put the Unity engine, because if you don't, the Unity is actually confused from which namespace you want to get the random function, because you have the random function in the system as well. So just to be specific, put the Unity engine in the front, and then we want to get the range from the 0 to letters, which is this, dot length. Okay, so we want to get the random letters from the one which we passed here, and then we put if the error counter is more than 0, is actually not more than 0, is equal 0. If the certain field is empty, we want to put the game data instance dot board at I dot row at j equal to letters at index dot toString. Okay, and now let's call those two functions from our on inspector GUI. So right below the draw board table, I will put the GUI layout dot begin horizontal, and then let's put the clear board button, and then fill up with random letters function, and then let's call the GUI layout dot end horizontal. Okay, so if you start horizontal, you need to finish horizontal as well. And I think that's it for this class. Let's save everything now, and let's go back to Unity. Let's compile. Let's let it compile. And now when you go to the puzzles, you select the puzzle data. As you see, we have our clear board button, and then fill up with random. So we can now press this fill up with random, and actually this fill up with random, as you see, is not working properly. It didn't fill up the rest of the fields. Let's see if this clear board button works. Okay, it's not working for the whole table, it's working only for the first row. So let's see why is that. Let's go back to our scripts. So editor, and then board data drawer, and let's see. I think we just make mistake in our loops. Yes, there is a mistake in our loops. So in our clearboard button function, as you see, is the second loop. We just initializing the I with 0, and then instead of j with 0, and then instead of checking j, we just checking I, which is not correct. So make sure you put the j here, and as we copy those two functions, we just duplicate this mistake in our fill up with random. So make sure you put in this line, replace this I with j. So that way is not very good practice to actually copy paste the code, because as you see, we have copied we have duplicated the error. So let's save everything now, and let's go back to Unity, and then let's test it again. So if you select the puzzles, then puzzle object, let's click fill up with random, and all of the letters are filled up, and then clearboard, we have cleared everything. Okay, so now we can actually input any of the words. So let's say we want to put the summer, so I will just put summer, okay? And now we need to fill up, we need to actually press to upper to convert it to uppercase characters and then fill up with random. So as you see, our summer is still there, and this is going to be the final position for the word. So if you want to add another word, you just press the small plus, you just put the different word which you want to put, let's say winter, and then you can put the winter whatever you like. So it's always a good idea to actually clear the board, fill up the words which we want to have in the board, put those words in, and then once you finish, press to upper, fill up with random, and that's it, and the board is ready. Okay, so we have finished implementing our board data object. In the next episode, we will start to put all of this data in our game, so we'll be able to use this data to actually stack up all of the UI elements inside the game. Once again, if you did enjoy this episode, or if you have any suggestion or any problems with this implementation, please let me know in the comments below. And if you did not subscribe to this channel yet, please consider to do so. It's really helping develop this channel. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode.